Top 5 things we want to see Funko do in 2025. Alright, so top 5 things we want to see from Funko. Well, I think the first one isn't going to be a shocker. I want to see, I think we both want to see, is Funko bringing back limited Funko Pops again. I had mentioned this multiple times in the past. Funko used to post stuff up on Funko.com, limited pieces, and people would go crazy over them. I want to see Funko do that again. And I had mentioned in the past that they should do some sort of like platinum series or some sort of vault, right? Where it's like, hey, we only have 500, go on this website, buy them all out, and then the vault door closes or something. We need that excitement back in the Funko community.
I agree.
After a drop like yesterday with those NFTs for Always Sunny, that is an absolute catastrophe. The fact that they had to burn them out that they did.
That was a lot.
It was a lot of NFTs.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
Funko was built based off of rarity, lower numbers, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And really, that's what created collectors out of their product, because people like to own something that not very many people have.
Absolutely. As we always said, they should do a common line of things where you can just get stuff all the time, and then they have limited pieces somewhere. I think that they need to go to some sort of model where we're doing limited pieces on a regular basis, and they're very small counts. When they're selling like 30,000 of each Funko Pop, like common, that gives them room to do a smaller batch of Funko Pops at a limited number.
Yeah.
Like they should be able to pull that off without any issue.
Yeah, like I've noticed back when we first started collecting, it felt like store and con exclusives were pretty limited. Nowadays, they feel almost common just with a sticker on them.
Feels like they remake
exclusive
stuff or something.
Number 2, are you ready for it?
Hit me hard.
Less DTC.
Less direct to consumer.
Yes.
Okay, what do you mean by that? What do you want to see?
I want exclusives to be exclusive. You should not be able to go to Funko.com and buy a Hot Topic exclusive.
So you want the different stores, like the large stores, Hot Topic, Walmart, Target, you want them to have their exclusives in store only, on website only, not on Funko.com.
Yeah, I think it's really crazy that they call it an exclusive when you can go to Funko.com and buy it. It's not exclusive. Then it's like a Funko and Walmart or Walgreens or Hot Topic exclusive.
Completely agree with you there. I think that they should have always stuck them where they were just in the store, but Funko Pops weren't selling, so they had to go to direct to consumer on Funko.com. They had no other choice. They had to sell the product somehow.
They selling because they made exclusives the same as commons.
It's true. Now, in the same vein, I would say that they need to do this with convention exclusives.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that there should only be convention exclusive merchandise at the booth, at the convention. The stuff at home should be different. It should be a different wave of things, maybe even just a couple of things that go up on Funko.com, but separate them instead of doing all the shared stuff, because the shared stuff really sort of screws up the convention stuff.
If I attended a convention and I were in the Funko line, I would really love a convention sticker. But outside of that, I personally don't care about the sticker, if that makes sense. It's wild to me that the same product with a different sticker gives it a different value.
Exactly. I mean, that is the whole purpose of the shared exclusive, is that the sticker's different.
Yeah.
It has a shared sticker. It does not say the convention on it. It just says like summer convention. The booth has one that says SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con. And I like the fact that they're trying to give people stuff at home. I think that's a great idea because they can make money at both places. We do that with Mischief Toys, where we put something up online, and we're also at New York Comic Con. It's a great idea so people at home have something to do as well, but split it. Give people stuff at the convention only. Give people stuff at home only.
Yeah, and then if there is anything left over, that's when you put it on the website.
Exactly. When all these people are at the convention, we see it at New York Comic Con, because that's really the only convention we've taken Mischief Toys to. But we see all those people with like their big gigantic bags full of stuff, and I always wonder as I'm walking past them, like, are they really making money off this stuff? Like, I know that convention exclusive sticker means something, but there are some exclusives that people just do not care about. And these guys are walking up and buying literally one of everything. So are they really making all their money back?
I'd say a few years ago, yeah, probably. But lately...
Today? No, it seems very poopy. But that kind of brings me to my number 3. And my number 3 is conventions. Now, we've talked about this a lot, and in fact, at New York Comic Con this year, I even told Funko CEO that they should really focus on events at the show.
Yeah.
Instead of it being just a booth, people standing in a long, windy line all day long for 4 days. And then they have like some panel that's for the Funko video game, which not everybody's into.
Yeah.
Not everybody cares about the video game. They care about the collectibles. That's what drew them in. Funko really needs to bring something to the table in terms of, hey, we're here. We want to show you something really cool. Maybe something exclusive, like show some stuff off. Maybe do an early sale of product. Maybe even have some sort of panel where they're giving stuff away the entire time. You know who did that right? Was Thrilljoy. Thrilljoy did a panel at New York Comic Con and they were giving away free stuff, prototypes. They even had small, tiny figures just for that panel. That is what these companies really should be bringing. That's something that even when we talk about Mischief toys, I always want to bring an experience as well, which is why we put on our Night of Mischief.
I think that definitely brings like excitement to the fans. I remember the buzz after, what was it, 2022 Fright Night. Even though it wasn't the greatest as far as like having to stand, we, specifically you, felt it was a bit flawed. It was still a really cool event.
It was a cool event, I agree. Where they went wrong with that event is that they had boxes that didn't have too many variants of Freddy Funko. People want multiple variants of Freddy Funko. That's what we've gotten used to at Fun Days and things like that. If I were to ask anything from that event, that's what I would ask for. And I would rather have the event that we got a couple years ago than nothing at all. But we definitely need chairs.
Remember Night of Mischief when we didn't provide chairs?
Heather, we're on a limited budget. Give me a break. We did the best that we could.
Maybe Funko was on a limited budget.
Number 4 is bringing back special Funko Pops to the different retailers. That is one of the biggest things that I can remember over the last few years, aside from Fun Days, were people going and lining up to try to get those Chase Hot Topic figures.
Yeah.
That is something that they need to bring back. Target did it as well. I remember the Crota from Destiny 2. That was incredibly popular. You have to stand in line, and they're Funko Pops you actually want.
Yeah, that was so much fun. I remember like part of the reason that I started collecting, actually the main reason that I started collecting, is because your schedule was like you worked during the day and at night you were home. Mine was opposite. I was home during the day and then I worked at night. So I was able to go and hunt for whatever you wanted. And when I did that, I would talk to people in line because you had to line up. And I remember prioritizing during like SCCC and NYCC, like what do you want the most, because that's the first store I'll hit and then I'll go down the list.
Absolutely, and we made friends along the way.
So many friends.
We joined groups, local groups. That's another thing, like local groups are no longer a thing. That was really great. Around here, we had like 3 groups and you had to figure out which one you really fit in with. Pop swaps and pop meets. All that stuff is gone. It doesn't even exist anymore.
It was so much fun. Maybe if Funko gets their stuff together, that can be brought back.
That would be amazing. I would love to see the camaraderie because it was all about the community. That's one thing I think Funko sort of lost touch with, is that as they grew and as 2020 and pandemic came and they were making a lot of stuff, mass producing, because people were buying a lot with their checks from the government, what they forgot was that there was a community behind it and you need to feed that community. It's not about the mass sales, at least it was for them at the time. You really want to keep that community that you had built active and continue bringing them fun. That was forgotten about.
I feel like it just dwindled away and completely disappeared.
Well, I know our local groups are all gone.
Well, they're there. They're just not.
Did you ever go look at the pages?
Yeah.
They're sad.
And there were multiple posts a day, every single day.
It's depressing. I can't look at it. It's like uncovering a nude photo of like one of your parents.
Okay.
It's like really like, that wasn't good. That's not good and I don't like it. And I'm not visiting this ever again. Is that a good analogy?
No. It's weird. Number 5, social media. I feel like social media is very important.
I completely agree. And when they had somebody in place for their social media, people got to know them. They liked them. They liked what they had to say. They enjoyed watching the content. They were doing giveaways. Yeah,
and it makes you feel connected to the company. Like it feels less faceless, less like
corporate monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels more like home.
Agreed.
If that makes sense.
Completely agree.
So yeah, I would love to see a social media team again.
No puppets.
Yeah.
We don't need the puppets this time. I don't even need a special like playhouse. Remember they made like a Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Yeah.
And they had like people showing up. We don't even need that. You're catering to adult collectors. Although that nostalgia stuff is like kind of fun and everything and different, we don't need that.
Yeah.
What we really need is somebody. Remember Sully stood in front of a table?
Yeah.
And it was just a camera and he would put stuff on the little spinner? Mm-hmm. That's what we need. That's all we need.
And I feel like they're sort of trying with Leslie. Like, I think that she has a good personality, but I feel like because they're so corporate, there might be limits. You don't really see the live stuff.
No.
It's just like reels and it's goofy. It's fun.
I don't remember a last time that I saw a Funko live, other than New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
New York Comic Con, I saw some things, but I haven't seen anything since then. 2025 deserves a brand new lease on life for Funko. This CEO, she's new in this role. Well, she's been in it now a little while, but I'm hoping that the time that she's been in the role, she's like planning something for things to really pop off in 2025.
Yeah.
And I have a like sort of a number 6 that I'm throwing out there, and it's really just, I think, for just me and you.
Before you get to that, I want to note that I feel like collectors ask for things that really cater to them, like all of the time. So I feel like as someone who's running the company, it's really hard to know what your next move should be. But I like our list because I feel like it speaks to the collector in general. Like, we're not asking
Completely
for
agree.
like more anime or like only sell to people whose first name begins with H or C. I've seen comments like that where people are like, oh, you should do this. And it's like literally only because
Catering
it's
to
something they
them.
want. Yeah.
Right. No, I see that all the time. That's kind of how we got here with Funko, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I remember when anime got so popular that Funko decided to make a brand new Instagram specific for anime.
Yes.
And then pump out a bunch of anime related stuff. Whatever happened to that? When you highly focus on something and you give too much, it ends up sort of like fading away. People don't care about it anymore. They
because
want
you've oversaturated.
less is more.
Yeah.
Less is more in a situation like this. But what I was about to say, that I think the illegitimate number 6 that more or less fits us, but I really think it fits a lot of people in the community, more horror. I don't think they need to go hard on the horror stuff, but I love what Hot Topic did with the horror stuff. I think that was beautiful. I think all the pieces were great. I really want to see more of that. And I'd also like to see Funko horror figures show up on Funko.com. I think that would be really cool. Limit those pieces. Do something fun.
So I think this falls in line with them oversaturating with anime. I feel like they saw the money that came from anime and they overdid it with anime and they sort of like didn't do as much with any other licenses.
Right.
With the exception of like superheroes.
Right.
Because that's always a thing.
Oh my God, yeah. But they've oversaturated
Superheroes and anime.
They've oversaturated superheroes like to death. Like so much so that I'm not even really getting any more Funko Pops for Marvel.
Yeah.
Like I've slowed down like considerably on that. I don't buy them all like I used to. I was at one point in time, my plan was to buy every single Marvel Funko Pop.
Good luck.
Tell me about it.
You're
but
spending millions at retail, basically.
pretty much. But them making so many, it made me feel like I can't do this. Like it's too much. It's too overwhelming.
It was.
So less is more Funko. And as I'd mentioned in the past, the limited Funko Pops, if they did it and they had to increase the price, I would be okay with that because I want the limited pieces so much and I like to see the hype so much and the excitement so much that I'd be willing to spend a couple extra dollars.
Yeah. Now, hold on. Funko,
I know people are
listen.
going to get worked up over me saying that.
No. Funko, listen. Him saying that he will spend more on limited Funko Pops means he will spend more on limited Funko Pops, not Project Fred. Please.
Oh,
like
man.
the Project Fred, no. Completely unnecessary. And frankly, it's sort of terrifying.
It is, yeah.
That
But
fan of clown.
you say terrifying, Terrifier, on the other hand, works. Because we saw the Funko Pops and we saw the sodas. They're sold out everywhere. People went crazy over them. Do more Terrifier, but not too much, but like enough.
I mean, how many arts do you need?
All of them. I don't. But that's what Funko needs to do for 2025, or at least an amalgamation of what we just talked about, or do pieces of that, or try to focus on one part of that. The limited Funko Pop aspect, I think, is a really big one. Shared exclusives should be separated, and we shouldn't have the same Funko Pops at the show in the stores or on Funko.com. There should definitely be a split there somewhere. But these are a lot of things that are on our mind and what we think could help Funko, but we want to know what you think in the comment section down below. And do you think Funko will do any of this, or do you think they're just way too far gone? I would love to know what you think about this and more in the comment section down below. And I'd like to mention our toy company, MISCHIEFtoys.com. $7 a pop created a video That's on their YouTube. They did a little clip on Instagram. I believe the full video went up at 5 p.m. It was Jason interviewing Heather and I at our booth at New York Comic Con. It came out really, really well. I'll be honest, I was a little nervous during that, like that creation of that video. I feel like the video came out really well. So please go and watch that and support 7 Bucks a Pop. We love them. They're great people and they are so supportive of us. We always want to be supportive of them.
Always. Jason made me look like a jerk in the Instagram one.
I know he did. That's great. Made it look like you're cursing or something.
I love it.
But check out MISCHIEFtoys.com. We're going to have some upcoming holiday drops that you're not going to want to miss. And then in January, we got some really big stuff. And February. January and February are going to be really big for Mischief Toys. And I think you guys are going to want to hang on real tight. I think it's going to be exciting. And next year, we have a couple more convention stops on our roster. So more than we've ever done before. We usually only do New York Comic Con, but we've added 2 more that we've talked about a bit. Awesome Con in DC and Living Dead Weekend in Monroeville Mall, the Dawn of the Dead 1978 mall located in Pennsylvania. We'll have more information about all of that very, very soon, but look out for those holiday figures coming soon. Check out MISCHIEFtoys.com. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Kate T, Edward Joseph, Ash Manor, Gawk Daddy, Doug Blair, Brian Gracie, Susan, Nick Adams, Christopher Knockoff, and Brian Formillo. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Gastlecast for more information about our Patreon. Join level 4 to be in the running to win a Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine Hot Toys figure. It is one of my favorites. So go and check out patreon.com/Gastlecast. We will be giving that away on our December Patreon call where we join up with everybody. We connect via Google Meet. We are face to face. We can hang out. We can talk. You can ask questions and we do giveaways and show you upcoming Mischief Toys things. I have something huge to show you from Mischief Toys this coming call. It's going to be great. Patreon.com/Gastlecast. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post brand new content. You don't want to miss our new content. We have a blast here. Check us out every Sunday between 8 and 9 p.m. That's when we go live right here on the channel. Come and hang with us. That's all we've got for you. Thank you so much for staying until the end. We appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.